All right, so I'm gonna try to keep the ranting to a minimum here, but I'm frustrated a little bit. This is like the probably the 10th post that expresses an attitude like this that I've casually come across this week, and it's I've been around this attitude my whole life. It's nothing new, but it's just frustrating, and it's kind of this idea of like the magic wand versus the grind. Spoiler alert. It's the grind that gives you any chance. Okay, I have a question. How do we become legit songwriters? I can only write lyrics, not music. But how do we send in our songs? Just curious if anyone has really written for anyone famous. And how do we do it and get heard and seen? Thanks in advance. By the way, I'm a 64-year-old wannabe. Heart. Okay. It's kind of like saying, I find myself in the predicament of having to support my family, put a roof over their heads and food in their bellies, and keep them all warm and safe in their beds at night. I've heard tell that one way to make a giant pile of money is to win the lottery. Where do you sign up to do that? Have any of you done that? Have any of you really won the lottery? I'm starting to think that none of you have won the lottery. Anyway, do tell. Obviously, lottery gets up to whatever, 800 million, $1.2 billion. Somebody wins it, but it ain't been me. I'll tell you that. It ain't been you, or you wouldn't be watching this stupid video. Somebody wins it, but that is obviously not good life strategy, life advice. It's the same here. Like, there's so many people who are novice songwriters and are so caught up with the idea that I've got this idea and I know it could be a hit song and I just want it to be a hit song and I just want to what do I send up and send it in? And they just go like bananas and they do this nonsense. And it's like this sort of dot 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 get rich, dot 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 get famous. This sort of like shortcut, this massive shortcut that goes directly from A to Z, and you don't have to do any of the stuff in between. And I think that, honestly, I see this the most with people who try AI songwriting for the first time. Not to make this another AI video, who try AI songwriting and they're like, whoa, geez, that was just what the doctor ordered. Like, well, my song's as good as anybody's song now. And they think, oh, I've got a secret spell that I've got a magic wand and I can just make it happen. But really, the truth is that anything worth doing is, in some sense, is a grind. And that's part of the human experience. Is that learn to embrace the grind. If you really want to do this thing, whether it's just that you're kind of curious, or it's like something that's deep within you, like a passion that I've always wanted to do this thing, and I gotta do it. It's gonna be a grind, right? Whether it's pickleball or songwriting, like you gotta, first off, good for you. Whether you're 64 or 14 or whatever, dive in and do it. That's what I did when I was 14. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just knew I wanted to write songs. I had these ideas for songs. I have been this person. Me. I have been that person. I just dove in and I just tried to do it, and then okay, first lesson. That didn't work out. I tried to do it and I immediately hit obstacles. Like, I don't know how to write music. I don't know how to play an instrument. Well, guess what? My family had an upright piano that, hitherto had been the province of my sister. And then I took it over. I sat down and I plunked around and I found some things I liked, and the things I liked were simple. Okay? Dive in there. Do it. Step back. Think what's going right. What did I learn? What did I learn that I want to keep? And what did I learn that I'm doing that's frustrating me? What obstacles did I learn exist? You got to do that over and over. You got to grind at that. You got to put in the work. You put in the work to get better. And part of getting better is not just doing the work without thinking about it. You do the work, you think about it, you get better. Part of that is also pick out 5 to 10 songs and just say, these are my favorite songs. My favorite songs that I, as a songwriter, I wish I'd written them. And just let those be your North Star. Because when you dive in and you try to write, step back and think, okay, that wasn't like, why am I not just immediately achieving, like, what's the difference between what I did and what they did? For me, personally, the song that made me want to become a songwriter was Motley Crue's Home Sweet Home. When that first came out, and I was, I think, 11 years old. So, for me, that became, and then I loved Beatles albums. That was another thing. So I'm sitting there with the piano. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to plunk around and I'm going to kind of try to figure out, oh, I see. And then you listen, you got to do the work. You can try to figure out how to play those songs on your own. You can get lessons. You can have someone teach you, give you some skill acquisition that way. You got to do your own path there, but you got to put in the work and you got to think about the results and then rinse and repeat. Now, it's not all meritocracy. You can do that for decades and not necessarily, and then not be invited to the secret society of hit songwriters. You got to grind, you got to put in the work, you got to get better and better and better and better and better. And you got to pursue opportunities. You got to let those opportunities lead to new opportunities, lead you further down the road. And you got to network. You got to meet people. You got to impress upon people that you are someone they like, someone they're interested in, someone they remember, someone that they think about, someone that comes to mind when, oh yeah, you know who would be good for can you recommend you got to be perfectly positioned so that when someone who can be your gatekeeper and let you through the door, when you have that rare opportunity, when that rare opportunity presents itself, that you are ready to deliver your best, and your best meets what they need in that moment. All those things might never line up. And you shouldn't be doing this if you don't also just love it for your own sake. So in the case of songwriting, if you don't feel like, I'm so proud of myself that I have learned how to express this about myself. I really want to say things about myself or about life or about whatever it is. I really want to be able to, I just want to accomplish this for my own pride and satisfaction. If you don't have that drive, you are not going to get through this, and it's not going to be fun, and you're going to get frustrated and you're going to say, where do I sign up to win the lottery? Hello. So, and it's the same with, like I said, not to belittle it, but it's like pickleball. Don't take up pickleball unless you would have fun playing pickleball. But if you would have fun playing pickleball, take up pickleball. And then you're going to discover, oh, this is a little harder. I'm going to have to spend a little bit of time learning to play pickleball to get good enough that I can have the fun I hoped to have playing pickleball. Similarly, if you are coming at this as you're a wannabe, it doesn't matter that you're later in life. That is fine. That is fine. Just commit to what you should have enough life experience to know. Whether you're 14 or 64, you should know, I'm probably going to have to spend some time learning how to do this. But it's worth it to me to do it. So whether the grind is just a little grind of learning to play a little pickleball and have fun with your friends, learning to, write a few songs just because it's fun, and to know that, hey, it's a little notch on my belt. I've written a few songs. I've played them on an open stage. I've done this thing. Learned how to sing a little bit. There's lots of people who do that, and you know what? More power to them. They love it. I think it's great. I would never discourage somebody ever from just, going down that road however far they want to. You don't have to, be a hit songwriter to legitimize that journey. Put your blinders on and don't worry about what's to the left or the right of you, and just go. Your own personal mountain. Just go. Your own personal journey. Just go down the road and see what happens. But you're gonna have to, take the steps. You can't just sit on the side of the road and wait for the destination to come to you. I think you know that. So, all right. Oh my goodness. But seriously, if any of you know where to send our songs, let me know, okay? Because if that's really a thing, I would also like to know that. Also, if any of you know where we sign up to win the lottery, just maybe don't put it in the comments, but message me directly. And TIA, thanks in advance. Heart. All right. Till next time.